What up, y'all? No, you shouldn't switch no platforms. Come on. What up? No, you shouldn't switch no platforms. We hanging. I was just, I was, I was handling family business. Look, when you the oldest cousin, you always gotta handle some family business, baby. What up? Oh no, we ain't frozen. No, we ain't frozen at all. I just popped up here. What up? Let me see what I got with me. We talking love tonight. Love, exciting and new. Come on, boy. Why? We're expecting you. The love boat. That's what we doing. We talking about love, y'all. I'm giving y'all man secrets. I tell y'all stuff. Shoot, we ordinarily wouldn't tell you. I'm giving you the inside scoop, inside buzz. I always say, look, it's not. I don't represent every dude, but there are men like me. So if you want a dude who's faithful, who's loyal, who's good, who's good looking, pretty successful, make good money, takes care of his woman. Babe, I take care of you. Babe, do I take care of you? Am I loyal? See, my wife didn't testify. My wife didn't testify to my goodness. Hey, Toya, what up, y'all? So, I'm just saying. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. We talking relationships. So let me tell you something good. Okay, we were basically talking about earlier, setting yourself apart. And how do you do that? Okay. But can I give you a good man secret? This is the great separator. And see, a lot of people think that, as you get older, you don't have as many opportunities. That's what people think. People think you don't have as many opportunities. And a good person is hard to find and stuff like that. But here's the beauty. Let me give you something good. Can I give you something good? It gets a whole lot easier, and I tell you why. Okay, the people who continue to improve and the people who continue to get better, they outdistance the people who do absolutely nothing, who get their zombie on every day, do same old, same old. So the people who are constantly improving, that's sexy. Improvement is the new sexy, especially if you 30, 40, and in your 50s. That's when you separate yourself, because again, a lot of people have stopped growing and have stopped improving. So let me tell you some of the things that's attractive to men like me. Like when you post, oh, I'm going back to school to work on this. That shows you haven't quit. That shows that you haven't quit on life, that you're continuing to try. That's sexy. That's sexy. Paula, Brittany, Veronica. That's sexy. Because that means you haven't quit living. You see what I'm saying? When you try different things, when you go to, try, like how they have like different events, different, concerts, maybe different things like art, how they do that sipping and how they do it, that sipping and painting thing, new stuff. It shows that you're outgoing. And see, here's the thing. That's why a lot of older dudes go and play with those younger girls, because they're adventurous. But if you got a 30, 40, 50 something year old who's still adventurous, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Shoot, you still got that fire. You still got that flame. Oh, you're not lame. You still like to go places and you still like to get out versus, being a couch zombie. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, listen to me. Improvement is the new sexy. So if you're constantly improving, you're constantly evolving. Honestly, let me give you something good. The greatest compliment you can get the greatest compliment you can get from anybody, male or female. You sure have changed. You sure have changed. Can I give you something good? Change is good. If a person is saying you have changed in a negative way, they're your haters. They've already identified themselves as your hater. Like, why are you continuing to try to get better? Why are you trying new stuff? They've identified themselves as your haters, your detractors, your nemesis. But if somebody is like, you know what? I'm so proud of you. You are doing awesome. I mean, I've been watching. Anytime somebody starts off with, you know what? I've been watching you for a while. And I'm sure some of y'all probably have heard that. You know what? I've been watching you for a while. And y'all probably, you're probably getting these compliments now, for the bricks who are already on the program. Because y'all send me text messages, when people say, I've been watching you for a while. They always open up with that. Kind of like when people want money and they always say, well, I normally don't do this. It's the same deal. Everybody got their same little lead in. I've been watching you for a while, but you know what? You done lost weight. You looking good. I noticed you got extra bounce in your step. I noticed, you smile a little bit brighter. Those are the people, who appreciate you. They see your growth. They actually might be excited about your growth. Those are the people you need to be hanging with. Those are the people you need to be dealing with. Now, let me give you something good. Okay? Because again, listen to me. You making your life look attractive will make people want to be a part of your life. That's the second trick. That's the second trick. Okay? That's the second trick. Okay? You got to make your stuff so attractive that everybody want to be a part of your life. Okay? How do you do that? Keep getting finer. See how many people holler. Keep improving where you go. Keep improving your company. Keep improving your money. Keep improving how you ride, where you live. Keep improving all facets. Because again, once folks hit a certain age, they ain't trying no more. But when you keep trying and you keep progressing and you just have this smile about you. Have you ever just seen somebody just smile and you just want to be a part of that? Yeah, have you ever just seen somebody just so joyful and so happy that you kind of want to be a part of it? Just because it's like, dang, if you that happy, you are that excited about you, I'm excited just being with you just for a few seconds. It starts with how you feel about you. Remember this. If you don't remember nothing else, everything starts from the inside out. Everything starts from the inside out. Feel me on that. Okay? So how you feel about you, whatever you project, guess what? That's how everybody else is going to treat you. So if you're excited about you, you got joy about you, you're excited about you, you're excited about your life, you wake up fired up and cry. You know like how some people just get up and they just drag and they really don't want to go to work. And they really, ain't really enjoying their lives. And really, just barely hanging on and, ain't nothing going on. Those type of people right there, you don't want to be a part of it because they don't want to be a part of it. So why would you want to be part of all of that drudgery and all of that drama and all of this, that, and other? Why would you want to be a part of it? But if you're excited, you're fired up about life, again, you make yourself more attractive. Okay? That's the piece of it. when you're excited, you get everybody else excited about you. And that's what you want. Okay. But that also goes back to improvement. Okay. And here's the other caveat. When you constantly improve yourself, okay, you constantly improve the people that enter into your life. One of the things that I always pray for, I'm like, please please bring me some awesome people. And I always get awesome people. Like for real. I'll be, Lord, give me some awesome people that's going to help me grow this business, grow my people. Help me with that. Boom, I instantly get it. Because I'm always working on me. So what happens is as I'm improving me, I'm improving my company. You see what I'm saying? But because I'm so intentional about improving, I get what I want. God sees me working. God sees me trying. God sees me failing. God sees me get up and still keep rolling anyway. God rewards me because I keep trying and I keep asking. And instead of doing what most people just do, just pray about, I go after it. And I'm intentional about my stuff. So therefore, stuff comes to me because I'm constantly improving my game. I'm trying to get better. I'm not stagnant, and I'm not just trying to just sit around and just hope something just falls up out the air. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep improving. You just gotta keep improving. And that's the thing. You just gotta keep getting better. And expecting better. Because again, that's how it goes. You keep improving, you keep asking, then next thing you know, you get better people in your life. People start exiting themselves and exiting from your life. Because now you done set the bar so high, again, people disqualify themselves because they see you working and they can't keep up. They can't keep up. And that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important that you just continue. That's why you just continue to get better, no matter what. And you continue to improve. Continue to improve. Because when you do that, your whole situation gets better. And always remember this. Nothing gets better until you improve your situation. Until you improve your situation. Nothing happens until you decide and you're intentional about improving your situation. You got to be extremely intentional. Feel me on that. Nothing happens until you happen. Nothing won't work until you work. Okay? So that's also, you just gotta, and that's gonna require you to be honest too. It's gonna require you to be honest too. I was thinking as I was driving down the road. Look, I was driving down the road, and let me give you something good. About a year ago, no, about 2 years ago, had tax issues. I made too much money. Look, then I had rich person's problems. Okay, so had an IRS problem, and they basically said, okay, well, we can't do nothing until we see the tax return here showing that you stopped the bleeding. Now let me show you how God works. I got something out of that when it was supposed to be, a bad time in my life. Now they said we can't do anything until you show us this return, and long story short, you show us that you stopped the bleeding. We need to see that you stopped the bleeding. And then it just made me think about life. This made me think about life. Okay? How many things in life How many things in life, in places in your life, are you still bleeding? Are you still bleeding? Where are there holes in the boat? And again, this is where it gets, where you just have to start looking at your life and be like, okay, where are the holes in my boat? You thinking you're doing good, but where are the holes in your boat? Your boat look good from a distance. But if we were to evaluate your stuff and we were to look at your boat, where would the holes be? Because you can't go nowhere with no holes in your boat. And see, that's the beautiful thing about that time in my life. It made me assess a whole bunch of different stuff where I had holes in my boat, and I got better during a bad situation because it made me look at the holes in my boat. And once I realized where the holes were, did I stop the bleeding? So that's how you have to be with your life. You have to find out where the holes are. Is it your mouth? Is it your attitude? Is it your past? What's holding you back? What's stopping you? Where are the holes? And what are you doing about those holes? Are you just going to act like they're not there? Or are you going to patch them up and do something about it? Where are your holes? Are you trying to stop the bleeding? So that's when you just got to look at your life and be like, okay, well, I kind of do have trust issues. I do have trust issues. You gotta be like, I do have trust issues. So whenever I feel a certain way, I self-sabotage. I really don't try nothing because I hate failing. You gotta have these honest conversations. Because again, it stops you from your money. It stops you from your relationship. It stops you from feeling good about yourself. It stops you from being happy. A lot of people can't be happy because they're always looking for the walls to close in. So you got to identify some of that stuff, y'all. See what I'm saying? And she says, I think my husband holds me back. Let me see, holds me back a lot. Okay. But for somebody to hold you back, let me give you something good, Miss Brown. In order for a person to hold you back, let me give you something good. In order for a person to hold you back, they first have to get permission from you. Nobody can hold you back unless they have your permission. Don't care who it is. It could be your husband, it could be your mom or your dad or your boss on your job. Okay? They have to get permission. So when you dumb that thing back, when you dumb it down and you hold that thing back, you put yourself in timeout. You've locked yourself up. You put yourself in prison. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. So in order for you to feel that way, when you say somebody's holding me back, first of all, you're giving authority to somebody who really doesn't have authority over you. You have to be in agreement. In order for somebody to hold you down, no matter who it is, you have to be in agreement. Okay, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to be cool. So you're in agreement. So you're part of the problem. Life is too short to be dumbing your life down. It's too short. Feel me? Life is too short to be dumbing your stuff down. I don't try because I don't want to make him feel that way. Maybe you need to make him feel that way so he can step up his game. Versus everybody, he's on cruise control, you on dumbing it down mode. Maybe you need to step up your stuff to inspire him. Because you would be amazed how your whole circumstances would change if you played up to your level. And then he looked at you and he like, dang, I got inspired by that. Shoot, maybe I can do better. Then he does better. Now everybody doing better. And we're doing better together as a family, as a group. But nothing happens until you decide, boom, take that parking brake off, take the cuffs off, boom. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Miss T. Simmons says, I don't trust myself. Either I overthink it or I self-sabotage. Okay? Stop being a blessing blocker. You getting in your way. Stop. Okay? Everything is a decision. You already done blatantly said, I don't trust myself. Okay? Let me help you. When you don't trust yourself, you always go back to your L's. Correct? You don't trust yourself because you always think about your losses. You always think about your losses, and your losses have hemmed you up. Okay? Your losses has hemmed you up. Okay? Here's the thing. You can't let your losses make you into a slave. You can't be a slave to your losses, because when you're a slave to your losses, you're a slave to your past. And most of the time, when you're a slave to your past, most of the times it's always connected at this point in your life, probably to some relationship. True or false? A lot of your stuff is connected to him. True or false? If you were to look at your life and the reasons why you don't trust yourself, I guarantee you there's a him in that equation. Yes or no? Or let me say it right. Yes or yes. There's always some guy tied into your trust issue. Okay? Meanwhile, while you hung up on that, again, he done moved on. You don't trust people because of him. Meanwhile, he's married or he has 2-3 kids. And if we were to reel that thing back in, you are probably better than your relationship in that situation. Yes or yes? So why get hung up on something that you were already better than and shouldn't have been in the first place? Because you probably look at that as a regret, which basically says you were right, but you were right at the wrong time. You didn't realize. So, okay, let's go back. You're counting your losses, but you're not counting your wins. Oh, you're counting your losses, but you're not counting your wins. Okay? You just put a lot of my stuff is connected to what I should have done in the past relationships. Okay? Again, that goes back to him, man. Your past situations and your past relationships. Okay, this is where you gotta grow up on me a little bit. Ready? Because I shoot you straight. Okay. There's nothing you can do about your past. Zero. And you gotta change your perspective. Okay. Everything works for you. Everything works for you. Always remember that. Everything always works in your favor. When you start looking at it from that perspective, everything works for me. Everything works for me. When you look at it from that standpoint of, okay, this was tragic, this hurt, but had I not gone through that hurt, let me be transparent. Okay. The number one reason why I moved to Atlanta, okay, the number one reason why I moved to Atlanta, the girl who was my fiance at the time, she told me, actually, she left me. She left me because we were in Clemson, South Carolina, and she said that I would never leave Clemson. And that's why she left. Okay. Now, let's go back to things work for you and things don't work against you. Everything, mindset, keep mindset. Everything happens for you. Okay. So I decided after she left, okay, I was going to start doing more stuff in Atlanta. Okay. I was going to start doing more, start working more in Atlanta, in Charlotte, doing stuff. And see, here's the thing. Up until that point, I was cool with doing stuff in upstate South Carolina. But my blessing, my wife, was here in Atlanta. My success was here in Atlanta. Had I not left South Carolina, I wouldn't be here with you, because even the relationship before I had with my wife, I discovered online stuff here in Atlanta. Here in Atlanta. Had I not left South Carolina, I would not be on a TV show. I would not have been in every single major magazine, because again, everything happens for you. Everything. So you got to change how you look at your life. Things are not tragedies. Things work for you. You know, sometimes things move you where you need to be, because sometimes you, and when I say this is going to hit somebody, because sometimes you can be so hard-headed and you can be so comfortable that nothing moves you until something moves you. And when I say something moves you right here and makes you move. And see, sometimes you can be in your own little personal desert, but because you're comfortable in your own little personal desert, that you don't go anywhere to where the land is fertile. So you gotta start changing how you look at your life. Everything is working for you. Everything is working on your behalf. Everything makes sense in the end. It might not make sense right now because it's not supposed to make sense right now. But in the end, when you look back over your life and you see that, dang, in order for me to have gotten here, I had to go through here, go through this broken heart, go through this feeling of being worthless, being depressed here, just feeling abandoned, and going through all of this before you get to what you were supposed to have. Again, everything works for you. Every tragedy, every heartache, every pain has grown you. And sometimes you need to have situations break you, because when they break you, they actually make you. And that's what you're missing. You got to change your perspective on your life. 20 hours. Thank you, Mr. Computer. You got to change your perspective on your life. Your life is working for you. You just got to keep going. You just got and start trusting yourself, because this is the piece of it too. You count your losses. I need for you to start counting your wins. Can we do that? Can we start counting wins? You have no confidence. You have no trust. You have no trust for yourself, because you're always thinking about losses. It's kind of like that person who always counts their haters, but they never pay attention to their supporters. See, they don't pay attention to the high fives, great job, you look beautiful, you look awesome. You can have 1,000 compliments, but that one person who didn't compliment you, tell you how beautiful you are, how special you are, those are the people who keep your attention. Those are the people who keep you down. You don't hear those 1,000 compliments. You don't see, you're the type of person who don't see the likes on your little Facebook page. You see the person who puts haha, or you pay attention to the person who never comments. You know they see it, but they never like your stuff. They never comment. And those are the people you give your attention to. Stop doing that. Or you'll end up missing life. And you'll end up missing the people who support you the most. Let me read this. Daniel says, "Bless you, coach. You've confirmed so many things for me. When I became fearless and got comfortable saying no, my life changed miraculously." Yeah. I'm telling you, there's blessings when you take chances. There's blessings when you go after things that you want and you're relentless about it. God likes that stuff, like for real. Some of my greatest gifts, some of my greatest rewards happen based upon things I didn't want to do. things that I was afraid of, things that I was kind of. I give you a great case in point. When I did Dr. Oz, I was in New York, and the day before the show, they told me that they wanted to flip how we were going to do it. And I was like, what? I'm like, all this time I was prepared for X, Y, and Z, but then the day before the show, you changed on me. I'm like, wow. Man, I can't back out of it because this is a once in a lifetime deal. And I was like, man, ugh. I sweated through my shirt because I was like, dang. But I'm like, I'm built for this. I'm built for this. I'm like, and then sometimes what I like to do personally, I always like to go back on the promises, God's promises. I'll be like, you already told me that there's nothing, you'll never put nothing more on me than I can bear. So evidently, I'm built for this moment. This is a challenge. And then that's why I always go back to my past stuff. I'm like, shoot, you were on American Idol in front of millions of people. You wasn't shook. You played on ESPN countless amounts of times in front of 80,000 people. No matter if it was at Clemson or Florida State or at the University of Georgia, or Syracuse or wherever. You're built for it. You've done this before. See, that's why you always have to go back to your wins. And you have to go back because it reaffirms how awesome you are, because a lot of y'all don't understand how awesome you are. And you don't buy into you because you too busy listening to the devil that sits on your shoulder, who always whispering in your ear, always reminding you of past failures, versus you paying attention and really just high-fiving yourself. And this is the other piece too. Even when good stuff happens to you, you don't celebrate it. You got to create milestones and mile markers in your life and stop brushing off stuff that you should be celebrating. Y'all do miraculous stuff, but act like it ain't nothing. But then when something tragic happens, then you're about to die. There has to be some kind of balance. Let me read. Sometimes it's hard when you've been broken. Okay. Here's a beautiful thing about life, Melissa. When you've been broken, God has given you the ability to put yourself back together. You literally, if you've ever put a puzzle together, you can put your broken pieces back together. That's the beautiful thing about life. If you've been broken, even if somebody has broken you, you have the authority and the ability to put yourself back together. Takes a little time, but you can piece yourself back together. Just like you've done those puzzles before, and you've sat them on the table, and you've looked at a little box, and you did the pieces, and you took time, boom, until eventually you did it. I mean, you did it, right? It's the same thing. Whatever's been broken, I'm expecting you to put that thing back together. Feel me on that. Because again, you've been equipped to do awesome stuff because you are awesome. You don't walk into see, and that's the thing, y'all don't walk into your power and you don't walk into your authority. You just let people just punch you in the mouth. Then you're devastated and you hurt and you don't move and you don't do nothing because, in your mind, I'm broken. So I'm going to live the rest of my life broken versus calling time out, acknowledging what happened, being like, you know what? This hurt me. But before this goes any further, I'm going to call time out. I'm going to get myself together. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start piecing my life back together. Because what happens if you don't start addressing stuff, you don't start piecing stuff back together? You remember, how it used to be when you put puzzles together. After a while, you get bored and you leave those pieces right where they were. And that's how a lot of y'all walking around. Your pieces are not together. You never put them back together. So the challenge is for you to find those missing pieces, finish your puzzle, and let's keep moving forward. Or you're going to be that banging, genified body chick, looking good, but your pieces here are missing. Got a banging body, look awesome, look ridiculous, look like a superstar, look like you just walked off of somebody's pages. But because you never put those pieces back together and you bought into that lie that you continuously tell yourself, or that little voice in your head that speaks negativity, you believe that voice that says, nobody wants you but me. You'll never have anybody. You're the mother of one or two or three kids, and ain't nobody gonna want to pay for these kids, and because the baby daddy ain't paying for them, and you hear all that stuff in your head, and that's still pieces that you've never put back together. When you put them back together, you learn how to step on those voices that tell you who you are. Okay, there's a difference between listening to the voice that tells you who you are and you defining what it's gonna be. When you define who you are and what your life is gonna be, life becomes a whole lot smoother versus leaving those pieces over there and over there. Did that fall on the floor? Boom. Shoot, I can't get all these pieces to work. So it starts with you. If you broken, you gonna be broken. You are who you say you are. You are who you believe you are. Feel me? Feel me? Just saying. I'm just saying. As Ursula says, I am affirming myself. You have to. You have to set the pace. You have to set the tempo for your life. Because if you don't define who you are, life will define who you are. The people around you who are sorry will define who you are. Because again, if you deal with sorry people who done stop living, who done stop trying, again, they're not going to sit you up on high like you're a princess. They're going to bring you down and be on the same level because that's what they're comfortable with. Again, people don't put people on pedestals when they feeling low. See what I'm saying? So if people bring you down, convince you that you're low and you're lowly, when a person of a certain standard comes up, then you'll feel like you're not entitled to have that great relationship. That's why a lot of y'all self-sabotage because of the company you keep, who convince you that he don't want you. All he trying to do is this, and he could be genuinely interested in you, but because you have so many naysayers in your life and you always pay attention to the negativity, you miss out on your blessing because you miss it. That's why it's very important that you create your own identity and you stick with that. And you don't let nobody talk you up out of it. Because again, when you define who you are, you get what you want. You become who you become who you're supposed to become so attractive that you can have anybody you want. But you'll never get there if you always let your cousin define who you are. If you let your ex define who you are, you'll miss who you're supposed to have because you never created the identity of the person you're meant to be. Let me read. You got to get out of your own way and do what you're meant to do. You got it. You got it. Everything starts with you. Again, to recap, stop the bleeding, check the holes in your boat, and become so attractive that everybody will want to be a part of Team You because there's only one you. So that's how you get what you want from the inside out. Boom. Everything starts with you. Now the question is, what you gonna do? Look, now that you know better, now you got to do better. I'm telling you, you're gonna end up having the person you want. But you just got to continuously start working. Keep working on you. Keep improving you because again, improving is the new sexy. So the more that you can work on yourself and improve yourself, let me read. Yeah, you got to stop that, please. Let me see. Shalonda says, I wish I would have heard this talk 6 years ago. I'm just now. Okay. You putting the pieces back. Maybe because I should have been on it. It's okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Shalonda. Here's the thing. At least you called it. At least you called it. See, that's the point that I'm talking about. You're beating yourself up because you didn't listen to me. Because you didn't catch it 6 years ago. Maybe you weren't supposed to catch it 6 years ago. Maybe now is the time. Go back. Again, everything works for your good. Everything is working for you. Maybe you weren't ready to handle that 6 years ago. Maybe you weren't meant to handle that last year. But now this is your time. So you can't beat yourself up because you didn't catch it then. Just be thankful that you caught it now. And now you can proceed forward, because I know a lot of people who never caught it. I know a lot of people who never caught it and will walk through life for the rest of their life being a victim because they never caught it. You caught yours, now when it happened, a few years ago, but there's still a lot of people feeling like a victim. And I always remember that nothing ever happens good to a person who feels like they're a victim, because they'll always be a victim. See what I'm saying? So just be thankful that you caught it. You know? So just be thankful. Again, give yourself high fives. Stop punching yourself in the mouth. Give yourself high five. Look, and be thankful that you caught it. You're welcome. Love you too, Miss Dana. So that's what's up. So, I enjoy having these talks with y'all. Because again, I like to remind you who you are. Because again, I want you to have everything you're meant to have out of this life, because you deserve it. But sometimes you just got to have these conversations to where you look at yourself and you be like, oh, okay, I got some holes in my boat. Yeah, I need to stop the bleeding. Okay, yes, okay, shoot. Okay, I do need to start commending myself versus beat myself up. Oh, I don't need to be my worst critic. I need to be my biggest advocate. Sometimes, you need to have these realization, aha moments where you just catch stuff versus, again, you're the top 1% because you can acknowledge and realize what's going on in your life. The other 99% of the people who are in your life miss it, don't care, become victims, and never win at life because they never dissected, they never took inventory of what was going on in their lives, and they miss it. But you're that top 1%. You catch stuff, you do stuff about it. You don't gripe, you don't complain. You might take a punch in the mouth every once in a while, but you keep rolling. You keep walking through those punches versus somebody get hit, boom, they fall out, pass out, die. You take punches, you roll with the punches, and you keep moving forward. That's what I expect from you. That's what I expect from you. And that's why we have these conversations, because I want to help you roll with the punches and change how you look at life. And again, instead of looking at stuff from the perspective of, oh God, I'm being punished for this. Why me, Lord? Why this? Why now? Why did I have to? It's working for you. Everything works for you. Everything works in your favor. Everything progresses you. Everything moves you from level 1, 2, 3. You got to go through some stuff. You got to go through changes. Again, when you got your high school diploma, they did not take you from kindergarten straight to 12th grade. You had to go through grades before you graduated. And that's how life is. You got to go through some stuff. You be praying for stuff all the time, not thinking that you're going to have to go through some stuff in order to get your stuff. God just don't be dropping stuff out there for you. He ain't done that for nobody. You got to go through some changes when you be asking for stuff, when you be petitioning for stuff. You got to go through some changes for every want. There's a test. For every want, there's some requirements that have to be fulfilled. Again, when you were going through high school, there were a series of tests you had to take in order to graduate to the next grade. Your life is no different. Absolutely no different. So change your perspective on your life, because you have a big life to live. Okay? Stop thinking small. You have a big life to live. So that's what's up. So I love each and every single last one of you. Look, come hang out with me in the morning. Y'all know I'll be back on at 9:30 in the morning. So, or 9:30-ish. So come hang out with me in the morning. I love y'all extremely. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Again, you have a big life to live, and I want you to be who you're supposed to be, and I want you to be who with who you're supposed to be with, and just kill it. I mean, just when you die, there needs to be a big old statue above you, saying that she killed it. In every area of life, she murdered it, she killed it. I mean, just absolutely blew up life and lived it to its fullest, left everything on the field, left everything on the floor. There's nothing left to be taken because she did everything she was supposed to do. She lived her life to the fullest. She went out when she died on empty. That's what they should say about you. You died on empty. Nothing left to do. No regrets, no nothing. And that's how it should be. So, love y'all. See y'all in the morning. Thank you for hanging.